Welcome back, Last Quest Barbecue Show, where we're making meals to die for. Today, a very special family favorite, chipotle pork with mashed potatoes and bacon. And let me tell you, these are amazing dishes, family favorites, as I said. And the inspiration for these comes from Chuck Hughes, chef, restaurateur. He's got a couple of cookbooks. This one of my favorite restaurants in Montreal, near Old Montreal, Garde Manger. And it is a fantastic restaurant, and this is where I'm drawing inspiration, make a few changes, inspiration for this cook. And then for the potatoes, he's got another book, Chuck's Day Off. I love this book, by the way. Check this. I'll put links in the show notes. But check out this book. It's a great book, and it kind of goes through and chronicles the life and food of a restaurateur and his staff. And it's really well put together. You know, it goes through, all the support teams, the landlords, the spice guys, the fish guys, the butchers, the truffle guys, the dog walkers, everything in a life of a busy modern restaurateur. So there's a couple of books for you right there. So between these two books, we're going to put it all together and we're going to make a delicious meal. We've got our pork is from Dubreton. They're organic. I love Dubretons. They really take care of their animals. It feels like it feels personal to them. And I love the quality most importantly, but also I love the ethics behind the brand. So we've got Dubreton organic pork chops, and we are using their bacon as well. So it's a great brand. You'll love them. Available across Canada. We're also going to put on that some of this Cattleman's trail dust. We're going to put some of that in. We're going to put some chipotle peppers and adobo. Check that out. Comes in a can. One of the few things I take out from a can. Anyway, there's a lot of moving parts to this recipe. So let's get started. All right, let's get this party started. First and foremost, get our pork going. And what we want to do here while we've got all these moving parts is get the pork, season it up, and let that sit for a bit. All right, let's get these seasoned up with a bit of olive oil. Get them a little friendly here. Nice little rub here and there. I'm just going to leave them in this package for now, kind of convenient. Wet hand, dry hand. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to put a bit of the Cattleman's on here, season them up. Adds a bit of extra pop of flavor. Do both those sides. There we go. Wet hand, dry hand. I got it figured out. Yeah. Oh, I think I'm done. I think I'm almost done. Where would I get more? Check the links. You'll find out. All Barbecue Canada. Great website. All right. That's done. All right. So there's our chops. We'll just put those aside and let them sit and get ready. All right. So for the potatoes, I've just cleaned them up. As in washed them up, yellow skin potatoes, and I'm just going to, I'm not going to peel them at all, actually. I'm just going to cut them up and into quarters. Actually, I'm going to use a different knife. Where's my other knife? Oh, there it is. That's better. Now that's a knife.
He's got a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
That's an iconic saying, right? Out of one movie, Crocodile Dundee. How old is that movie? That movie's got to be 30, 40 years old? And people still say that. What a great scene, right? Look at the power of movies to kind of create culture, right? It's pretty impressive, actually. Yeah, so I really actually just stumbled upon Chuck's restaurant in Montreal. I was in Montreal on business and was looking to go out to somewhere new and interesting. We were in Old Montreal, and I had no idea actually who he was. I'm not really a subscriber on the food channel. And I'm like, man, this is some amazing food. Open kitchen. Because Chuck wasn't there. I've actually never met him. But my wife did. Actually, my wife and daughter went in advance kind of scouting for restaurants. They actually found the restaurant, Garde Manger, in Old Montreal. Chuck was there, and he's working on the menu. And my daughter was a bit younger. And my wife doesn't like a lot of seafood. She loves her salmon and other fish. But, Chuck's recipes are a lot of lobster and lobster poutine, which is fantastic. So he wound up making some special things on the menu for them, which I thought was super nice of him. All right, that's our potatoes. Is our water boiling yet? Our water is almost at the boil. So let's now move this over here. And so this is now where we get the adobo part. So adobo, chipotle peppers, and adobo sauce. And what we're going to do is put them in now to our food processor, blend them all up, and then mix them up with our pork chops. If you're wondering by the way, where this unusual Black & Decker food processor came from, I used to work for Black & Decker, and we created this line called Kitchen Tools, very high-end It didn't last, actually, but it's lasted. The line didn't last, but this product lasted and lasted like 25 years, and it's still going strong. All right, makes a bit of a mess, that's for sure. That's okay. We'll also get our pan on here and get that heated up while we're playing around. Add a bit of oil to it because we're going to spark up our pork chops. All right, let's get our pork chops in. Then we're gonna mush them up and make sure that's completely covered in the adobo sauce. All right, and let that sit for a bit. Perfect, check that out. All right, as you can see or hear, our water is boiling. Let's add, look at that cool touch handle. Love these handles. A little kosher salt. All right, our pan is definitely hot enough. Let's get our chops into our pan and give them a good sear. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. Put that on. There we go. Let's push that to the back. As we know, there's more heat at the back of the Crown Verity than the front. Now, if any of you have noticed, I am wearing a hat from the wonderful Flat Rock Cellars in Ontario, in the Niagara wine region, so I'm going to enjoy some of their Flat Rock Twisted, Red Twisted, which is a nice blend. It's still a delicious VQA wine. They sent me this hat, actually, as a promotion, so isn't that fun? So this wine, I think, will just go absolutely perfect with these chops. Cheers. Cutting up these shallots as fine as I can make them. We're going to need this for the demi-glaze and sauce. In the original recipe calls for vermouth. Now, as it happens, I don't have any vermouth, so I'm going to make a substitute of, that's right, butter tart vodka. We'll see how that goes. But I think it'll add a nice richness, so I'm confident it will work out just fine. Okay, at this point, we have seared both sides, and we're going to remove these and put these into a pan. Need my trusty heat gloves, because that pan has taken on a bit of heat. So we're going to get these off now and let them rest and just tent them. And then they'll cook the rest of the time. They'll finish cooking. And wait till you see what we're going to do with this. It'll be very exciting. Cover this up with aluminum foil and have them just sit now. Let's deglaze. All right, so once again, making use of our butter tart vodka. Not a called for, again, it's vermouth in the recipe, but there you go. And then, la piece de resistance. Look at that. A little bit of flambe. So obviously, be very, very careful when you do this in the house. This burns off the alcohol. That's pyrotechnics, man. Check that out. Let's move this. Almost done. Like a forest fire. There we go. Now it's out. And now in go our shallots. All right, potatoes are ready. First of all, we're going to get a bit of water into here. Get that boiling. Woo, that's hot. That's ready. And into that, we're going to put some butter. I like them buttery. There we go. Whisk that up. That is just about where I need it to be, so let's get that heat off. In go our potatoes. All right, and let's mush them up a little bit. Mixing up with the water. I've done this in other cooks before, so this isn't a new recipe for the show, but this is how I do my mashed potatoes. A little bit of skin on them. Beautiful. Now what we want to do, you can use cream, but I'm going to use some oat milk and just pour enough in so it just starts to absorb in. And I'm going to add a bit of S&P. We're probably going to go about a cup in total. But kind of play it by ear. Go slower than faster, because if you put too much in, there ain't getting it out. Now you can put chives in here. I don't happen to have any chives today. It's green onions, whatever you like. I'm going to just do up some bacon. All right, so our bacon is done. So let's get this bacon into our potatoes. Yum, yum, yum. Start sprinkling those into our potatoes, our fresh Dubreton organic bacon, which adds just the best flavor. Put in some Parmesan, about half a cup. There we go. Let's put the rest of it in. We're almost done. Perfect. And it's a little, I think it could use a little more oat milk. You could use whatever product you want. I'm going to use oat, make it a little more creamy. All right. Delicious. A little balance. Oh yeah, look at that balance. And let's do the big reveal here. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Now let's check the temperature. Perfect. 175. Nice. And let's put some of this sauce on here. And then we will serve them up. Once again, these are Chuck Hughes Chipotle pork. Check that out. Delicious. Look at the juices running there. There you go. With our butter tart vodka and shallot sauce. And there's our delicious mashed potatoes. Skin on. Man, what an aroma. Fantastic. Bon appetit.